All right, let's dive in. Today, we're creating a map for you to navigate the, let's be honest, sometimes chaotic world of front-end development. Think of this as your guide to the absolute must-have skills and tools for 2025. So if you're looking at all the frameworks, the tools, the trends, and just feeling completely lost, yeah, that's pretty normal. You are definitely not alone. The whole field of front-end is always changing. So feeling like you're trying to keep up with a moving target is practically part of the job description. But hey, don't sweat it. The secret isn't knowing everything all at once. It's about having a clear path forward. So let's think of this explainer as your personal GPS. We're going to break it all down, step by step, from the rock-solid basics to the cool, cutting-edge stuff the pros are using every single day. Okay, before we pack our bags, we need to know where we're going, right? So what does it actually mean to be a front-end developer? This is where the real adventure begins. Putting it simply, if you can see it and click on it on a website, the buttons, the cool animations, the menus, a front-end developer is the one who made that happen. You're basically the architect of the user's entire digital world, building that bridge between a beautiful design and working technology. And when you look at the mission here, you see it's this really cool mix of art and science. You're not just some robot punching in code. Nope. You're crafting an experience. Your job is to take a flat, static design and turn it into a living, breathing website that looks great and works perfectly for every single person on any device. It's a huge deal and a super in-demand skill. Every great builder needs a solid toolkit. And in front-end, that means mastering 3 core technologies. These are the absolute non-negotiables. Everything, and I mean everything, else is built right on top of this foundation. You've probably heard this analogy before, but it's just perfect. HTML is the skeleton. It gives your website its structure. Then you've got CSS, which is like the skin and the clothes. It makes everything look good, gives it style. And then there's JavaScript. That's the brains and the muscle. It's the magic that makes a website come alive with interactive features. You can't have a modern website without all 3, period. All right, now for the fun stuff. The tools that will make you faster, smarter, and way more organized. Once you've got the basics down, these are the power-ups that take you from just a coder to a legit modern front-end professional. First things first, you need a place to write your code. And honestly, the community has spoken on this one. The data from the Stack Overflow survey is just staggering. A whopping 81% of developers use Visual Studio Code. It's free, it's powerful, and the extensions make it a no-brainer. It's the industry standard, full stop. Next up, let's talk about your safety net. It's called Git. Think of it like a time machine for your code. It tracks every single change you make, so if you mess something up, you can just rewind to a version that worked. It is absolutely critical for working with a team. Seriously, learning Git isn't just a good idea, it's a requirement for pretty much any developer job out there. Okay, nobody writes all their CSS from scratch anymore. That's where frameworks come in. Bootstrap is the classic, It gives you ready-made components like buttons and navbars. But the real star on the rise right now is Tailwind CSS. It's a totally different approach. It gives you these tiny building blocks to create completely custom designs. Super fast right inside your HTML. It's a real game changer. So what's the big picture here? It's that modern development is all about using the right tool for the right job. Need to build a really complex app? You're probably going to reach for a framework like React or Vue. Working with a designer? Figma is the language you'll both speak. Want to make sure your site is fast and accessible? You run an audit with Google's Lighthouse. And to make sure your code doesn't break, you use a testing tool like Cypress. It's your everyday arsenal. And just when you think you've got it all figured out, the toolkit keeps getting better. The new wave is all about AI. Assistants like Cursor and Bolt are being built right into your code editor. They can write code for you, help you fix bugs, and basically act like a super smart coding partner. This is the next big leap in developer productivity. So, knowing about all these tools is one thing, but actually mastering them, that's a whole different ballgame. And this right here is probably the most important part of your journey, getting your hands dirty. It's time to step into the training ground. And hey, don't just take my word for it. Listen to what this developer, Francesca, said about using a platform called Frontend Mentor. She nails it. It's about more than just learning. It's about staying motivated, getting real feedback, and most importantly, building a portfolio that's going to get you hired. This is the moment where you have to make a choice. You can watch a million tutorial videos, but that'll only get you so far. Real, hireable skill is built when you're staring at a problem, hitting a wall, and then finally figuring it out by building a real project. It's time to stop watching and start doing. So, where do you start? Here are two amazing options. On one hand, you have Frontend Mentor. It gives you professional-grade designs just like a real job, and you can even get your code reviewed by the community. On the other hand, there's Frontend Practice, which challenges you to rebuild famous websites. Both are fantastic ways to sharpen your skills. We have covered a ton of ground, but here's the thing. This map doesn't really have an X marks the spot at the end. In tech, the learning journey never ever stops. So let's talk about how you stay on that path to mastery for the long haul. If you take away just one thing from all this, let it be this. Great developers are lifelong learners. The tools we talked about today might be old news in a couple of years. The best developers, they love that. They stay curious, they're always learning, and they make it a habit to stay on top of what's new. And lucky for us, there are some incredible resources out there. You can get a quick daily update from an aggregator like daily.dev. You can go deep on a topic with blogs like CSS Tricks. You can listen to the pros chat on podcasts like Syntax, or you can join the conversation yourself in communities on Dev or Discord. Just find the ones you like and make them part of your routine. And with that, we're at the end of our explainer. We've laid out the entire path, from the core pillars to the modern toolkit to the mindset you need to keep growing. The map is officially in your hands. So now there's really only one question left. What are you going to build first?